Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If we've never met before, hi, nice to meet you. My name is Maddie. As you can probably tell from the title, today I'm going to get my eyebrows microbladed. This is going to be my second time getting my eyebrows microbladed, technically fourth time because every time you get them done, you have to get them done twice. But for me, I've already gotten my first appointment done for my second round, if that makes sense. So I'm going in for my second appointment. There's a little bit of a backstory though. I got my second appointment, my first round of my second appointment done about 6 months ago. But because of COVID and quarantine and everything, I haven't been able to go in and get my second appointment done, which is usually your touch-up appointment. But I haven't been able to do that because of COVID and restrictions. So I'm currently on my way to get my second appointment. So it's been a while. So my eyebrows they faded a little bit. They aren't like, usually when you go get your second appointment done, you get them done like 3 to 4 weeks after the initial first appointment. So like pretty quickly after. And for me, it's been 5 to 6 months. So it's kind of been a while, but I'm really excited to finally be able to go back and get them done. I thought it would be really fun and informative to do a little bit of a blog just about microblading in general. Because I've gotten the procedure done twice now, I have a lot of knowledge on it and I have a lot to say about it. So this is me before I've gotten them done. I just got ready and I'm in the car. I'm gonna go run some errands and then I have my appointment. I'm really excited though, but my plan for this video is just to give you guys a little bit of information on microblading if you don't know anything about it, if you're thinking about getting it done, or if you just wanna know a little bit more. I'm here to answer questions and talk about my experience. Because I have quite a bit to do today, I think I'm going to go run some errands and get some things done, go to my appointment, and then I'm gonna do a little bit of question answering and stuff after I get my eyebrows done, so I can talk about the before, the after, the process, the price, the coloring, just everything and anything that you guys want to know about it. My first time I got them done was 2 years ago and I was super nervous. My mom and I went together and got them done from a woman who we are really close friends with. We were both super nervous because it's just really scary thinking about getting something so permanent on your face. I've had eyebrow problems my entire life. I have really thin, blonde, curly eyebrows and I never really had a full brow. And so when I heard about this procedure that could be done, my mom and I were all about it and we really wanted it really bad, but we knew that we wanted to go get it done by someone that we trusted. And I think the main thing to really focus on is to not go find somewhere really cheap or somewhere where you're gonna save a lot of money. I think it's most important to go somewhere and get them done by someone that you trust or somebody that you know knows what they're doing, because I've heard so many horror stories about people getting their eyebrows microbladed and they don't turn out well, they turn out bad, they go home crying because it just looks horrible and they're permanent. And I think just the word permanent is what everyone needs to focus on, because they do fade over time, but it's like you never know how long it's going to take them to fade. Sometimes people say they fade in a year. Mine didn't fade for almost 2 years. So it just all depends, and you want to be confident and comfortable in where you're going and who you're getting them done by, because you want them to be perfect. And that's honestly really why I am so blessed and so grateful for the lady who does mine. Her name is Megan. I can tag her information down below. My mom, as I mentioned in my first video, is a hairstylist. And so my mom actually went to hair school with her, which is why we know her so well. But we know her, we trust her. She's a perfectionist. She does an amazing job. I cannot stress that enough. I'll probably vlog right before I go in and right before I get there. And then I can vlog a little bit while I'm in there. Obviously, I need to talk to my lady first just to make sure that she's okay with me filming while I'm in there, but I can catch a little bit of film while I'm in there and I can videotape a little bit while I'm in there getting them done, and then I will show you guys right after, and then I will talk a little bit more about it right after I get them done. All right guys, I just got to the salon. I'm a couple minutes late for my appointment, so I need to go get in there really fast, but I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm about to walk in. I'm going to try and film while I'm in there, but because we're gonna be wearing masks the whole time, I'm probably not gonna talk. Maybe here and there, but I'll just do like a little music montage of the process and stuff. So yeah, here we go. Okay guys, I'm back in the car. The appointment is over. It went so great. I'm so happy. They look amazing. Everything went really smoothly. It's always a really good time when I get to go in and get my eyebrows done because I get to catch up with Megan, who does my brows, and it's just always a really fun, good time. She's really good at making sure that you're comfortable the whole time. She's making sure asking you if you're in any pain or any discomfort, and she's also good at letting you know step by step what she's doing next. She's also super particular about the measurements and the framing of your face while she's doing it, so she's very particular about making sure to draw lines and draw almost like architecture on your face, and then she stops and asks you like, oh, are you okay with this? Does this look good? Like, do you want me to change anything? She's very good about giving herself enough time to like go through everything and make sure that everything's exactly what you want it to be. That's one of the reasons why I love going to her. I would never choose anybody else for this. She's such a perfectionist and she's so good at knowing your face and what's gonna work best for you. But in the end, I had such a good time. They turned out amazing. I love them. The process was pretty much just like all the other ones I've been to. I do the same thing pretty much every time that I go in. I've never changed it up just because from the first time I've got my eyebrows microbladed, I've had this same shape, and so she just kind of goes in and like goes over that shape every time. I always know how they're gonna turn out, but it's always so exciting when they do because it's just so relieving to see them back on my face, and just they always just turn out so great because she's so good at what she does. And so I knew it was going to turn out amazing, and I'm so happy with the results. If you can tell, they do look really dark right now. That's only because they're very dark when you first get them done because there's a lot of pigment and coloring on them. They heal over time. Obviously, it takes about 3 weeks for them to heal completely, and over those 3 weeks they scab over a little bit, the scab peels, and then the coloring comes off a little bit, so they get about like 50% lighter than what they are right now, which is really good to know before you go in and get your eyebrows microbladed, because if they ask you what color you want and they're kind of showing you colors and stuff like that, and then you're like, oh, that's way too dark, but then you get them done, and usually people are disappointed because after 3 weeks they wait, and once their brows are healed, they're like 50 to 70% lighter than what they were before, and they feel like it's not what they wanted, even though their brow artist should have told them in the first place that like they're gonna get lighter over time, and so they need it to be darker in the beginning. So don't be alarmed if they seem dark right away. Like, obviously this looks a lot different than what I had before, but it's because they're dark right now and they're gonna heal. Like, I've done this process, this is my 4th time doing this process, so I know that it always like works out and turns out in the end. But don't be alarmed by the dark coloring. It gets lighter. It looks so much more natural after. You just kind of have to like wait those first 2 or 3 initial weeks for them to lighten up again. So I kind of wanted to just go over a few things about microblading in general, just the process, questions, things you guys might want to know. Microblading is basically like a permanent tattoo on your eyebrow. If you've never researched it before, it basically just helps with giving you a more fuller, colorful looking brow. Kind of like I said earlier, I always struggled with having really full, natural looking brows throughout my life. I was born with really thin, curly eyebrows that were very, very, very light and very, very blonde. And I would tint them sometimes at home, or I would go get them tinted, but it was never enough to give me that definition on my face that I really wanted. So microblading can basically give you the natural looking brows you've always wanted. It's not a tattoo. I just want to make that clear. When you go in to get your eyebrows microbladed, you're not going into like a tattoo place, and there's not, because there are people that go in and they get eyebrows tattooed on their face, like at a tattoo place or something. But microblading it's a little blade, and they dip it in color, and then they use that blade and they make little slits in your eyebrows, so it makes it seem like it's a natural hair on your face. It creates the illusion of a natural hair on your face, even though it's a little slit with color in it. I can kind of show you guys up close. There's some spots of blood, but yeah, so the slits, the little like blade slits, are basically just like little defined pieces of hair to make the illusion that you have hair there. And so it gives the eyebrow and microblade artist a chance to like really create a brow on your face. A lot of microblading technicians really focus on going with the natural shape of your brow too. At least my lady does, and that's why I always like to go to her, because when I went into her in the first place, I had like really, really small little curly eyebrows, but she still managed to go with the natural shape of my eyebrow, just adding definition and color to it. So these are really what my natural brow shapes do in general, like what I was born with. And like when I would tint my eyebrows, this is the shape that I would get, but they're just way more full, way more defined, way more colored. So for me, microblading was the perfect opportunity to just give me what I wanted when it came to my eyebrows and my makeup and just my overall face structure. So now I kind of want to just talk a little bit about the process of what you do if you were to go in and get your eyebrows microbladed. Like I said, I've only ever been to one person because I trust her with my face and my brows and everything else. She's super talented. She knows what she's doing. She's a perfectionist. So I can only speak from my experience with her. So the first step is to brush out your eyebrows and see what you have. She's going to ask you questions about what you're looking for, how dark you want, things you don't like about your eyebrows, what you want fixed, what you want changed. Then going on from there, she's going to ask you what kind of shape you want, what you want your eyebrows for. I personally am not super good at makeup. I don't wear a lot of makeup. I don't know how to do like an amazing eyeshadow, an amazing brow. I don't know how to do eyeliner and all that stuff, but a lot of people are very into that stuff, which is amazing, like great for them, but it depends on the person and what kind of eyebrow you want. And so for me personally, I wanted a really natural looking brow that was going to go with my everyday face based off of if I wore makeup or didn't wear makeup. I wanted them to look natural no matter what. And that was always her goal with me, was to make it seem like even if I had a full face of makeup on or didn't have a full face of makeup on, they were still gonna match my face no matter what. And so that's also something that I really like about my brows and the person that I go to. Once you guys go over all the questions and talk about your wants and needs with your brows, she's gonna lay you down and they're most likely going to draw on your face the brow that you will have. So my lady goes through with an eyebrow measuring tool, and she measures my brows. As you guys saw in the montage video, you could see her like measuring the lines on my face just to make sure everything's symmetrical, which is super important to do before. If people are freehanding, or you're somewhere that they're freehanding or not measuring your brows and aligning them with the structure of your face first, you should definitely ask them to do so, or probably go somewhere else, because it's really important to make sure that the brows that are getting tattooed on your face are going to align with your overall face structure. For me, my face isn't super symmetrical, so it was important for her to measure out my face and make sure that everything was going to like look level and clean after we finished everything. So we did that again today, even though it was my second appointment and it was my touch-up appointment. She does it every time just to make sure that everything's going to be perfect in the end. So once all the measurements are done and you're happy with your results and what you see drawn on your face, you're going to go ahead and the esthetician is going to numb your eyebrows. So she's going to put the numbing cream on your eyebrows, and then your eyebrows are going to get super numb, and you're only going to feel like a little bit of the process after that. From my experience, my lady always goes in and does the outer rim of my eyebrows first. So she goes through with the microblade and she blades around the edges, so underneath and on top and everything, so she can get her outline of what she wants. And then she'll ask you, does this look good? Are you happy with this? Do you want me to add any more length to your tail? Like, they're very particular about what you want. And so it's really nice because you really get to structure your eyebrows to exactly what you want them to be, because there's really endless opportunity for what you want them to look like, which is really cool. Basically, after that is done, she's going to numb you again. And usually the esthetician, at least from my experience, she keeps numbing me throughout the process. So like every time she'll go through and do a blade, she'll go through and numb me again, and then she'll blade some more and she'll color some more, and then she'll numb me again. You pretty much only feel about 20% of the process, I would say. And my skin, like I said earlier, is really bad with numbing. And even for me, I don't feel most of it. So for somebody like you or my mom, when she got them done, she couldn't feel anything. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but the reason that it does hurt a little bit is because in the beginning, when they're microblading the outside of your eyebrow, that's the part that hurts the most, because you're not really necessarily numb on the outside of your skin. So when they go through and they microblade the outside layer before finishing the rest of your brows and getting really into it, that's the part that hurts the most. But once you get through that, it's like pretty much smooth sailing after that. Everything goes really well once you get that outer layer done and the pain is over with that. And I'd say on a scale of 1 to 10, the pain's like a 3. It's really not that bad. It's kind of just like getting a little cut on your skin, and it takes about a minute to go through both. So I'd say a minute on each brow, your outer layer is done, and then they'll numb you again, and then you pretty much can't feel anything after that. So it's truly not that bad. Especially with me too, like I'm horrible with pain, and especially knowing that numbing cream doesn't work on me and I'm still saying that the pain isn't that bad, I'm sure if you guys are thinking about doing it, it would be totally fine for you. For me too, at the end of my microblade process, she soaks my brows with another tint. So almost like if you were to go in and get your eyebrows tinted, she does that to me after also, just to make sure that all the hairs and all the brows are the same color. I'm trying to think of any more questions I could answer for you guys about microblading. I feel like I kind of pretty much said everything. I would highly recommend going in and getting your second appointment. I would not skip the second appointment. Usually some estheticians will tell you that it's optional, so you'll get your eyebrows microbladed, they'll heal and everything, your final product will look amazing, and then after 3 or 4 weeks you're supposed to go in and get them redone. Sometimes it's optional, sometimes it's not. Either way, I would go in and get that second appointment, because if you want them to last longer and look better and not fade as quickly, you're going to want to go in and get that touch up so you can fix anything that you don't like or anything that might look a little bit off, or even if you just want them darker, want to add a little bit more, I would pay that little fee to go back in and get them redone again in 3 to 4 weeks, because it's definitely worth it. So yeah, I'm really happy with how they turned out. I think they look absolutely amazing. She did such a good job. I can do a little bit more of a close-up on how they look. I'm super happy. I think they look amazing and it went so well. I also just realized that I forgot to talk to you guys about the healing process and what you do during the healing process. So they take about 3 to 4 weeks to heal, but my esthetician gives me a little bit of a healing pack to take home with me. I can go ahead and try and find it right now. So I can show you guys a little bit. I'll just go through this little baggie of what she gave me. But basically, you have these little cotton pads, and these are what you're going to use for the first day of recovery. So right after you get them done, the rest of that day, you're going to use these cotton pads. And with these little cotton pads, you're gonna use this little spray bottle. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take the cap off this, you're gonna spray like 2 to 5 sprays on this cotton pad, and you're just gonna dab your eyebrow for the day just to get any excess coloring or any excess blood or blistering off of them. You wanna make sure to dab them really, really lightly. You don't wanna dab, or you don't wanna like rub them like you're taking makeup off or anything. They're gonna feel a little sensitive because they're gonna hurt from the process. So you're gonna go through and just dab really lightly with this solution that she gives you. So then from there, you're gonna get this little healing ointment container. Like I said, it could be different anywhere else, but just from my experience, she gives it to me in this little jar. The consistency is almost like a Vaseline or like an Aquaphor. Looks like this. It's just clear, literally, you guys, just like Vaseline or Aquaphor. So what you're gonna do with this is you're just gonna get a little Q-tip, and what you're gonna do is you're just gonna dab a little bit onto the Q-tip, like barely any, like literally just a little dab, you guys, and you're going to lightly brush it along your brows. And you're gonna do this 2 to 3 times a day for a couple weeks until your brows are healed. So you want to make sure that you're following this process to a T, only because if you don't, your brows are going to start healing themselves, and if they don't have moisture or medicine while they're healing, they're going to scab off really quickly. And if those scabs heal too fast and fall off too fast, you're going to lose your color and you're going to lose the microblading bladed hairs that your esthetician gave you. So it's, I cannot stress enough, really important to follow the healing process that they give you. But yeah, so I'm really happy. They look awesome. I can't stress enough how much I love microblading. If you're thinking about doing it and you find the right person, I'd say just do your research, and I'd say go for it. It's really great. I'm really happy I did it. I was really nervous at first, but now I get so excited every time I get to do it because I actually have brows on my face. So it's super worth it. If you're not super happy with your eyebrows and you want to do something like this, it's not too expensive. It's definitely worth the money. It lasts quite a while. Okay guys, thanks for watching. I had such a fun time telling you guys about my experience and everything else. It went super well. So yeah, if you have any more questions, comment down below. I can try and go ahead and answer them. Okay, well, other than that, I had such a fun time filming this video. I hope I answered all your microblading questions and concerns. Other than that, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had a really good time filming it, and I'm so happy with my brows. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys again soon. Bye!